It is 16 before the hour, and second-year head football coach at BB Comer, Coach Mike Battles, joins us this morning as the Tigers get set for a 0 game against Autaugaville tomorrow night. And Coach, good morning to you, and thanks again for joining us this season.
Well, we appreciate the invitation. You know, we're here to talk about BB Comer football.
That's right.
We're ready to go.
And Autaugaville tomorrow night, but first things first, talk about fall camp.
Well, you know, in the spring, we finished up spring, played Talladega, which is, you know, we'd rather not play an opponent that big, but we did. They beat us 16-6. We came back in the summer, and then since July the 11th, now our kids have played a lot of football. Now they've opened that thing up, and we can play 11-on-11 or 7-on-7 to passing camps. And so from July the 11th until August the 1st, we practiced against everybody that we could find. We probably did 5 or 6 11-on-11s, and the rest of the time we were doing 7-on-7, and we needed it because of the small numbers we have. We can't get a picture in practice unless we go against somebody else. And that's the reason we're looking forward to playing, going against Autaugaville. But as far as work, our kids have been exposed to a lot of football all summer long. We played schools bigger than us, smaller than us, every kind of offense you want to see. And, we went in there, our kids got out there and worked and competed and all. And sometimes they'd go out there. We played teams that platooned and had 11 on offense and 11 on defense. And our kids would go out there and compete. We competed for 3 hours a day and then come back in the afternoon and play another team. So but we had to do it. We don't have the numbers to get out there and really have a real or 11-on-11 practice. Most of our practice time since August 1st has been high flying. Or we work the right side, then the left side, then on defense we really don't have a scout offense to go against them because it looked like it looked like a fire drill out there. I mean, we just couldn't move football. So now we've got a practice plan that fits our team, and it makes things go smoother, and the kids will learn a lot of football. Then we've got some players that have moved in that we think can help us out, and then we'll go from there.
Coach Mike Battles, the head football coach over at BB Comer, his second year there, and last year was a learning curve for a lot of people, and this football team this season. What about guys that are coming back from last year? I know everybody played because you had all hands on deck last year too.
Well, our core is back. Most of these guys that are going to be starting, they're going to be playing both ways. Like we don't have any depth. We don't have a second team. It's next man up. Which, if you go out there on that field, you wear shoulder pads and a helmet for us, you're going to play. And so we'll probably play 18 to 20 guys tomorrow night because they'll go in there, the stamina and getting ready for the season and all. Getting in football shape is it'll take some time, and we know we're going to have some problems with cramps or just physically running out. So we've got some guys, all of our guys, not a lot, all of them can play more than one position.
How challenging has this been for you as a football coach with having to make adjustments that several years ago, you're coming off state championship teams, and that's in the past, but it's a lot different where you are now.
Well, I tell you what, it's a lot of fun if you're a coach. I mean, that's what it's all about. These games where you go out, of course, we never experienced that, but games where you go out and blow anybody out, you stand over there on the sideline, you keep looking at the clock and everything else. We're working. All of our coaches get out there. Every one of them are coaching offense and defensive position. Our kids come out when they hit that field in the afternoon. When we get on that field, it's full tilt all the way till we get in because they're both, like I said, they're going both ways. And we've got guys that are working at more than one position, and they're doing that in their group work. We have to do we get a lot of stuff done in our groups, and then when we get to team, then we don't get the full picture. But right now, it doesn't seem to have hurt us. We'll find out tomorrow night. Autaugaville has good athletes, and they were very successful last year, and so we're playing them, and I think it'll be a good ball game. We want to go down there, and again, we'll learn a little bit more about ourselves, and then it'll give us another week to get to. The biggest thing about our team is our skilled people are more experienced than our non-skilled. We have our left side of our offensive line will be 3 ninth graders. The right side will be a junior and a senior. And so that's a learning curve for them, but they've been getting out there and working. I'm telling you, they've worked hard, and I'm proud of them for staying out there because it's tough. You get out there, when you start, you keep going. We know there's no shutdown, there's no nothing. We go from this to this to this to this every day. And so I'm sure that I hope the ball game's not going to be any tougher than practice.
Coach Mike Battles, the head football coach over at B.B. Comer, a 0 game against Taugaville tomorrow night, home opener against Weaver the next week. And there's been some tweaking of the schedule for 2016.
Well, we're not playing Sylacauga and Childersburg. It just got to the point, when you're 0-33 against two teams, probably not a good plan. That's not a great plan to open the season with a loss, end the season with a loss. We have the same goals and everything that every team does. We want to start that season. We want to try to go undefeated, and all that goes away after the first ball game. And so we want to get into the playoffs. We'd like to play our rivals and have some rivalry, and we do. Fayetteville, those teams, Coosa, they've sort of developed into rivalries where the others didn't. We didn't do our part. Sylacauga, I think, is 15-0 against us, and man, I think Childersburg, I can't remember. I thought I saw them wearing T-shirts with keep the streak alive or something, 17-0. Well, that's not a rivalry. Now, rivalry, you're supposed to win every now and then. Yeah, we don't need to be the whooping boy. So I decided that, and I talked to our principal and all, and it was a good thing. It doesn't mean that it can't come back. Now, it doesn't mean that Comer will never play Sylacauga again, but there's got to be some balance there. They dress out more ninth graders than we have in our whole program. So that right there is another, a big thing. And we're trying, our kids don't, I don't think we looked as forward to the Sylacauga and Childersburg game as the Sylacauga and Childersburg look forward to it.
A couple of region changes, too.
Right. Well, we lost Fultondale in midfield, but we picked up Pike County, who has traditionally for years and years and years been
That's
very
a forever trip, too.
Well, it's a long trip. It's not going to be a happy one if you don't go down there and get after, especially if you're playing them at home. And then we picked up South Side of Selma. I don't know a whole lot about them. We haven't played anybody in that region and all, but South Side, then the rest of the schedule is pretty much the same. We still got the same area opponents. And, hopefully that by the time we get there, by the time we get to those ball games, that we can play. I think that with our kids and the people that we've got, with our skilled people and the young guys, and they've worked hard and come a long, long way, I think we'll be competitive. What we need is some breaks. We cannot stand injuries. Not even a bad hair day. We have to make sure that we're out there and ready to go because we just don't have any. We don't have any depth. Our kids, they won't be on the sideline saying, "Put me in, coach." So it'll be, "Give me a break. I need a break." So our kids, if they put on that helmet and shoulder pads on Friday night, there's an absolute possibility that they're going to play.
Kids working hard.
You
know, your coaching staff was working hard. And I guess $1 million question, I get this a lot of times, and I'm sure you do as a head coach there. Why has it been difficult the last number of years, not just in 2 years, but in a number of years that B.B. Comer has had a difficult time getting their numbers up?
Well, I'm not sure about in the past. Right now, we require them to come in the summer, those kind of things. We require other things from them. And the kids, the ones that even if every boy in that school came out and played football, these same 18 or 20 would be the starters. I mean, we couldn't, there's not much in that hall left to pick from. So we'll take what we got, and when you look at, we're a small 3A, almost 2A, maybe we'll be 2A. And so, in a 2A school or 3A school, you probably got 15 kids in the school that have to carry the program. I mean, they go from sport to sport to sport. And if they do that, then you're okay. And so the numbers are important. You want a lot of numbers, but you don't want a lot of numbers that's not going to do anything except eat, ride, and warm up.
You talked last year about if we can get to playing some teams that we're on kind of the same level with, Last year, it wasn't that case. Do you see it better this year?
Well, last year, we started off slow. Then at the turn, we were 4-2. And then the last 4 ball games, we had every opportunity to get Fultondale, and we didn't do it. We had midfield was not a ball game. They came down pretty much, had their way. They went up and down the field on us. They had some good athletes and all. And then with Coosa, it was a ball game until late in the second half. Of course, we had some injuries that hurt us in that ball game. It really hurt us because we didn't have a lot of depth there. We had to move people around. So it's I think if we can get away with that, then we can do that. And as far as getting kids out for football, if you're not playing football by the time you're in junior high, if you're not playing, if you're not playing rec ball going on up, if you're not coming through the system, then you probably not going to come out there or be a part of the football team. So that's what we got. We have we're a small school, and so we have to get every athlete out there that we can get, and everybody that walks around that school just because they're a boy and they come out there doesn't make them a football player. And so what we're looking for, I'll take the small numbers. I'll take quality over quantity any time of the day. Any time of the day, I'll take those. I've coached teams with less than 20 on them. I've coached teams that we had 80. And so we want the ones that are committed. You're not committed, you're not going to be out there. You won't be at our practices very long.
You talked about if they hadn't started playing by X year in school. Are you seeing any success or some success in building up from those lower levels of?
Well, last year junior high won the small school county championship, and I believe that our rec team won it too. They won their division, and so we're we've got some young kids coming along, and if they'll stay in the program. Right. If we don't have people moving, if there's move to another school or moving to whatever, we lose football players. Traditionally, we'll lose some to Sylacauga too. There again, it's we have to be able to hold what we got. Right. And if we don't, then that's the way things go.
Yeah. What would you like to see as far as development and progress for the Tiger team going into the 0 game tomorrow night against Autaugaville?
What do we want to do tomorrow night? What we want is we want to get out there. We've got those young linemen. Well, I don't care. They're going to miss blocks. All of them do. The older boys are going to miss. I want to see them get after somebody. I want to see them get out there, and we work real hard with them, getting out there and getting them shoulder pads under their shoulder pads, driving their feet, being aggressive, all that. And that's what we have to do. That's the thing. The missing ingredient probably from last year for the whole year is that we were not the aggressor. And when you get 2 football teams on that field, and if they're equal, the aggressor always wins. The one that really goes out there and gets out, they'll always win. It's the way it is. And so what we want to do is we want to develop that right there with our kids. There's nothing wrong with going out there and hitting on a guy all night long and then shaking his hand at the end of the game. I mean, that's the way football has been. That's the way it'll always be.
You talked about it, and I think about it now from last year. You talked about your kicking game, your extra point game, and you kind of were a little bit humorous about it, but every aspect of the game you have to look at.
Well, we do. We're still struggling with our kicking game, our punting game, our kickoff, those kind of things right there. Our extra point game was probably 50-50. We were probably just as successful going for 2 and whatever. And in all fairness, we don't work on it enough. Right. When you get out there and something's not working, we didn't go and improve on it. And then 2, our players, all our guys in our kicking game are playing both ways. Have to change shoes, have to do this, have to do all. We don't have a guy to run off the sideline, go out there and kick one, and come back over and stand for another 30 minutes. Ours puts a shoe on, kicks it, comes back, gets ready to play defense or offense or whatever we're fixing to do.
Well, you just from my seat, you have to applaud kids that are working every day, knowing that if it's going to get done, they got to do it.
Well, for them to get out there and play both ways, be on the kicking game, the whole 9. I mean, these guys really. People think we take our guys out there and they have the opening kickoff. And then we get to see them again at halftime. Yeah. And then they go back out and play the last half, and we see them getting back on the bus. Yeah. You know, and that's the way it is. They don't come to the sideline. They're not going to be sitting over there waving at the crowd or anything, unless they're on their back on a bench.
Coach Mike Battle, our guest this morning, head football coach over at B.B. Comer. Coach, good luck this season. We'll see you again next week.
Well, we just need to stay injury-free. We appreciate it. Thank you.
Back with more Daybreak right after this.